Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Today's book is The Amazing Angelina and Her Hula Hoop by Haley McDonald. It was Angelina's birthday, and she had been wishing so hard for a set of Monster High dolls that when she saw that the great big box in the living room, she was just sure that it must be what was in it. Excitedly, she untied the big pink ribbon, pulled off the lid, and pulled out a hula hoop. Angelina was very upset. "I wanted a Draculaura doll," she cried to Mommy. "Well, I'm sorry, dear," said Angelina's mommy. "Times are difficult and we can't afford the doll. You're lucky to have the hula hoop." "It's not fair," yelled Angelina. She was really in a snit now, and she stomped out of the house, the hula hoop in her hand. Scuffling her feet along the sidewalk, she always did that when she was mad. Angelina didn't notice the little boy until he suddenly said, "Wow, that hula hoop is fantabulous." Angelina looked up and pulled a face. It was supposed to be a monster doll. This is the worst birthday ever. "I didn't get anything for my birthday," the boy, whose name was Lucas, said wistfully. That means he wishes he did get a present. And he exclaimed that he didn't have a daddy and his mommy lost her job and they were living in a shelter. "What's a shelter?" Angelina asked. "It's a place where people go when they don't have any money and don't have a home." Angelina was shocked. "You don't have a home?" And the boy shook his head. Sadly, no. Well, Angelina felt very, very bad, and she realized how lucky she was to have a home with a mommy and a daddy. She decided to rush back and give them a big hug. As she was running along, something caught her eye. It was a big sign that announced a hula hooping contest with a prize of $100. Suddenly, Angelina decided that her hula hoop was the best birthday gift ever. She would enter the contest and try to win the $100 prize for Lucas. So Angelina practiced and practiced, and it was very hard. She would swivel her hips like a crazy, and still the hoop would slide to the ground. It was very frustrating, but Angelina didn't give up. She really wanted to win the competition. At last, Angelina was good enough to swing the hoop around her arms and her neck and even her ankles, as well as her waist. But was she good enough to win the prize? Finally, the day of the contest came. Angelina had asked Mommy if she could enter the contest, but didn't tell her that she wanted to win the prize for Lucas. So Mommy wondered why Angelina was so excited as she dragged her to the park where the contest was being held. "My goodness," said Mommy, "slow down, I'm all out of breath." The contest began, and the first contestant, that was called someone who is in the contest. The contest began, and the first contestant, that's what we call someone who is in the contest, was called. She got up on the stage, and oh my, she was good. Then the next contestant got up and was even better, and all the people watching were giving each other knowing nods and saying things like, she could be the winner, she's the best yet. Angelina, who was watching from the side, began to get very nervous. At last, it was Angelina's turn. Come on, Angelina, she heard Mommy yell. So Angelina bit her lip and, concentrating very hard, she gave the hula hoop a push and began to swing her hips, and the hoop spun perfectly around her waist. Then Angelina wiggled hard and raised her head, her arms, and hoop started to move up her body, up her arms and her hands. Then round and round it spun on the tips of her fingers, and the people watching began to clap and cheer. Angelina was elated, but she wasn't finished yet. Steadily, she brought the spinning hoop back down her arms and to her waist. She slowed her hips a little and carefully lifted the spinning hoop, moving down to her hips, her knees, and all the way to her ankles. For one brief moment, the hoop slowed a bit too much, and Angelina thought she might lose it. But she gritted her teeth and swung faster, and the hoop began to move back up. As soon as the hoop was spinning around her waist again, Angelina lifted her arms in the air and as a sign of victory, and the crowd roared. They loved Angelina. No one else had done anything so clever, and Angelina was so relieved to have done well. Now she just had to keep her fingers crossed and hope she would win. Now it was time for the judges to decide the winner. All the contestants had taken their turn and were waiting anxiously to find out who had won. First, the judges announced the runner-up. That's the person in second place. It was the girl Angelina had been watching earlier who had done so well. Imagine how happy Angelina was when the next she heard her name called out as the winner. She ran up the steps and on the stage and, with a great big smile on her face, took the $100 prize. Mommy was cheering like mad. Well done, Angelina, she said. You did so well, I'm going to take you to buy ice cream. Well, Angelina loved ice cream, especially cookies and cream. But what do you think she did? She told Mommy she had to see a friend and couldn't go for ice cream. Then she hurried off to find Lucas. He was at the same place where they had met before. Angelina held out the $100 and suddenly felt tongue-tied. So she thrust the money into Lucas's hand and ran home as fast as she could. A little while later, there was a knock at Angelina's door. Mommy opened it, and there was Lucas and his mom. We want to thank you and Angelina for being so generous, said Lucas's mom. Well, Angelina's mommy didn't know what they were talking about because Angelina had still not told her about Lucas. So Lucas told her everything, and Mommy was so surprised to learn that Angelina had given away her $100. Mommy was very proud of Angelina and gave her a great big hug. After you worked so hard to win that money, you gave it all away, said Mommy. That was a very unselfish thing to do. You're a wonderful little girl. I love you so very much. Then Mommy invited Lucas's mom to have a cup of tea with her. I would love that, she said, and the two mommies went off to the kitchen, chatting about their children. Angelina held out her hand to Lucas. Let's play, she said. I'll show you how to hula hoop. That would be great, Lucas replied, and hand in hand they went off together, and in time became the best friends forever. Boys and girls, that is the end of the story. Here is the back of the book. This book is The Amazing Angelina and Her Hula Hoop by Haley McDonald. I'm going to read the back of the book to you because it is beautiful. Angelina is upset because she only got a boring hula hoop for her birthday. But that hula hoop becomes the means by which Angelina learns that giving is a wonderful thing. Also, inside this book, the dedication for children everywhere who are learning that acts of kindness are never wasted. For children everywhere who are learning that acts of kindness are never wasted. And there's one other page. When her mommy says to her, Mommy was very proud of Angelina and gave her a big hug. After you worked so hard to win the money, you gave it all away, said Mommy. That was a very unselfish thing to do. You're a wonderful little girl, and I love you so very much. Check out her mommy hugging her. All right, boys and girls. Well, what are we going to do? Boys and girls, I chose this story because it's about hula hoops. And, of course, we can't have a hula hoop book without hula hooping. So, even though I have a small space here, I'm going to give it a try. Let's move some stuff out of the way, shall we? Here is our two hula hoops here. We'll put those right there. I wanted to show you these hula hoops. These are weighted hula hoops that you would click together. See? You put these in, you click them together, and you would make a hula hoop. A weighted hula hoop. This is kind of the hula hoop that I use when I exercise because, yes, I am addicted to hula hooping. Here they are. Can you see them? That's all hula hoops. You would put those together. These are 2-pound hula hoops. And that's how you would do your hula hooping. See? Nice, right? Yes. Check it out. Hula hooping, 2-pound style for exercise, of course. So, we would take this and we would move it over here. All right. Boys and girls, I don't know if this is going to work. This is the small one. See? It makes that noise. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'll give it a shot. So we start out, and of course, we get our momentum going. This is just something I like to wear when I hula hoop because it makes a funny noise along with the hula hoop, and it swings all around. So you ready? Let's try it again. One more time. All right, so that one is not staying up because that's the small one. So let's try the big one. All right, ready? All right. That one stayed up a little bit.
Let's try it again. All right. Why don't we try it from the side? See how it works. Ah. Why don't we try it from the back? See how it works. All right. Let's see. Oh, can't do it from the back. Let's try it from the back. All right. Let's try it from the side. All right. Try it from the side. I think we'll try it from the front. See, I think the front works the best. Let's pull up our little belt here. Let's try it from the front. Ready? Pretend we have music on. One more time. And one for good measure. Ready? It's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D. Better Off Reading Every Day, and it's been my pleasure to bring this story to you. Let's hula up ourselves out of here. Bye.